Hey everybody, we are live here. We're talking to Taylor Brune from the Medical Minder Virtual Agency. Taylor is a VA. She has people working for her, helps physicians with their social media, as well as many other things, websites, honestly, you name it. Anything you would need a VA for, I always mention in the group, Taylor. So Taylor wanted to come and talk to us about Instagram. It's one of those ones, I have to be honest with you, I love and hate it because I'm not consistent with that platform. And I think of all the platforms that are out there, that has the most changes. I personally follow Adam Mosseri. He's the CEO of Instagram. At least he was the last I heard, because that changes too, for updates. But it's hard. It's when we're trying to build a practice, a business, and the platform that we rely on to get our name out there is constantly changing, we feel struggling. So I want to tell her to come on for the beginners and also some advanced features if you want to talk about that, if you guys have any questions. But the bottom line is you need to get out there somehow, right? So pick one platform, I always say, don't overdo it. I know myself, I have a tendency to spread too thin and I don't go deep. But something like if you truly want to grow on Instagram, I think this is like a one platform deal. Um, and then you go deep and you are consistent and you show up. And not only do you show up doing it, like posting, but and I see a lot of this in our group, and this is why I'm mentioning it. You
Yeah.
can't just post and run away, like just either do a schedule or a post or just run away, or have even a VA if you have one, or a friend post for you, or your son or daughter post for you, because that's not engagement. And Instagram knows this. So when you do that, and if you're like, I know a couple of you guys, more than a couple, like you do that and I see all this content from you and I'm like, my goodness, you're going to get burned out doing all this. And, now we could look to see what the engagement rates are. I know mine is low. I'm not consistent, but if that's your one platform, you have to show up and you have to answer questions. And then we'll talk about this, but the types of engaging questions too. Like, are you doing polls in your stories? Are you asking a question in it? And so take it away. There's lots that I can add, because I struggled with this, but you
Yeah.
are here to talk to us. And Ellen, thank you for coming. Take it away.
Thank
And
you so much.
going to be
Yeah.
informal, a lot of just Q&As. All right.
Thank you so much, Sharon. I really appreciate being here and giving any type of wisdom and tips for everyone here. Because Instagram, like Sharon said, yeah, it is a love-hate relationship for everyone, especially the people who have been on since, myself, like 2014, where it was the very beginning, and then now it's just into this type of monster that consistently changes, that you're trying to figure out how to battle, how to overcome it in the right way. And there are a few consistent themes and tips that I've learned in my own journey since 2014 being on Instagram that have never changed, that have always helped, keep my community engaged. So today is mostly going to be questions and answers, but I kind of wanted to go through just a few points and a little bit about my story so that you can kind of grab, what I did right, what I did wrong, maybe something you have done that you relate to, um, to kind of share that, like, we are all busy human beings. We're not perfect. We can't be machines posting all the time. We have, many things that we need to do. But like Sharon was saying, pick a platform. And if Instagram, you want to start there, I think that's great because there's so many beautiful opportunities that you can grab from Instagram. And I wanted to share my experience. So in 2014, I began just posting about my story. I suffer with an autoimmune disease, and so I'm a little nervous. But I suffered from an autoimmune disease. I got diagnosed, and I was sharing my story online. I was blogging about it and sharing it on Instagram with no real goal of, becoming an influencer. And this is how I built a community without even trying. The people found my posts, my writings, through hashtags, through tagging accounts, and just through the storytelling, the emotions that I did. And it built into something absolutely beautiful. And sorry, I just need to take a drink. Uh,
Taylor, no need to be nervous. You are a great VA. We're just
I
regular people. That's it.
Yeah, you're doing awesome.
thank you.
Telling your story.
As you can tell, I'm more behind the scenes. I like to help people create their content, and for my own content, you know, I like writing a lot more. But thank you very much for your encouragement. So anyways, so I started sharing about my story, my struggles, the things that I was facing, you know, misdiagnosis, what I approached in healthcare about, you know, building a team of doctors rather than just focusing on one and having them communicate. I was sharing these tips that I was learning for the community who also struggled, you know, with chronic illness and autoimmune disease. And through this, uh, I built friendships, I built partnerships, and I built a community that is still with me 10 years later. And it's been such a journey because there's been ups and downs. And through this platform, I was able to, you know, build partnerships and I'm so sorry. Build partnerships with MDF Instruments, Go Macro Bar, a few other food items like gluten-free. And they were able to, you know, pay me to post, pay me for affiliate. And I just was simply telling my story and they came to me. From this, it taught me, you know, different marketing strategies, different, you know, selling my story and sharing my story was the most important and valuable aspect of online social media content creation because it connected with other people, it helped other people, and it inspired other people. And that is the number one important reason and purpose that you know, I have. I'm so sorry. Last week I did much better. I'm just really nervous. I do better with slideshows, so this is my first time
Yeah,
having.
she does do better with slideshows, but here's a problem. We hide behind the slide. So I said, Taylor, we're going to talk today.
Yeah,
You're
let's
doing
talk.
great.
Let's do
And we're
questions.
here. If you want everyone to take off their camera, would that be better? And then with
Oh
Q&A.
no, I
All
like
right.
seeing their faces.
right.
Maybe starting with questions and then
Okay.
kind of giving my examples of what I did wrong, what I did right, what helped through your questions and answers would help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Starting in February 13th, 2024, if I was opening an account today, what do you think I should do?
Like for your business and your practice. Well, the first thing I think is you want to figure out your brand, what your purpose is, what your goal is, why you want to go on Instagram. What do you want to get out of Instagram? Who do you want to be on Instagram? What type of, you know, niche expert? Where do you want to share your expertise? Who do you want to help? Figuring out these types of questions and figuring out your brand is the first thing, and then setting up your account, which I did want to go over a few of the most important, you know, aspects of setting up an account. So if you look on your phone, on the Instagram oh no, I'm so
That's
sorry.
blurred. You could take off blurred, but the other thing is too, if you want to share your screen for your own,
Oh, I
or
don't have it on my screen.
I could share, how about this? I'm going to share my, just for a little bit, I'm going to share my Instagram account.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. And we're going to talk about some things. And I'll move this up as soon as I get there. All right. So you guys see it, right?
Mhm.
One of the things is just our basic name. And Taylor, just before you get started, this isn't used a lot, I've noticed with a lot of our members in our group, and I strongly
It needs to be.
encourage for search engine optimization, but take it away.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to address. Because, for instance, there's keywords. Instagram changed, so where you put keywords throughout your profile and your content. So in the name where it says, you know, Sharon T. McLaughlin, communicating with confidence. So she is stating her name and what she's doing, what type of content will be searched, and she'll show up when someone types in confidence. Her name will pop up. And so I put on mine for my medical minder, you know, physician, virtual assistant, social media management. So I didn't put my name in that line specifically because you want as many, you know, keywords as you can. So when people search, you know, in the search bar on the accounts list, it will show up with those keywords. So you want to put your name kind of in the bio underneath. And then describe, you know, the services you provide, who you help, and then put your links there. And like, if you have a freebie, say you have a freebie so that they can sign up. So it's kind of a, you know, call to action, but you want to, you know, describe who you are, who you help, what you do, in that where underneath the digital creator. So you want to explain that there and then putting the keywords up above the line above.
All right, talk to me that. Thank you.
Yeah. So move your name down a little bit. And then, you know, if you want to do like physician speaker, then you'll captivate the physician audience, the speaker audience, and the confidence audience. And then, yeah, and then the CTA underneath, going to your links, having your links, you know, your webinars, your workshops, your website, your email list, etc. So that's setting that up. And then you'll want your highlights below. See where she says show, conference, FPE. You want to pick, you know, like an about you so they knew who you are. You want to do like client testimonials, patient stories, you know, conferences, workshops you've given, your programs, your online courses. Because you can keep your links in there with visuals, and that's important for people to reference so that you can keep. And that's mainly posting from your stories. You can save your stories into the highlights, and that's a really good tool to have. And then
Just one thing.
Yeah.
So you guys have, I'm sorry for the beginners here or the advanced people, I should say. When you post a story, I believe it stays for 24 hours and then it goes. So all the content, you know, you spend time creating content, but then it goes in 24 hours. So when you post your story, you'll have that highlight, like save to a highlight, and you may want to start doing that, especially with the better posts that have links or better describe you. Rather than being out to dinner with, you know, a partner or something like that. If it has to do with your brand or business, then post it in your highlights.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Taylor, I'm sorry.
Oh no, do you have another question based on that? Because that's basically the main gist of it on the bio optimization.
Also, if you guys have any questions, put it in the chat and I can call out as well.
Oh yeah.
And then anything else you want to mention on here? Do you want to mention pin post at all or?
Yeah, you can pin your posts. More the post that you would want to pin is like a kind of an about me, mentioning like who you are, who you help, what your services are, and then what they can expect from this profile and the content that you create.
Okay, so let's stop share. Stacy Fun, she has a question, doctors.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you so much. I am like 12 steps back. I'm the biggest novice in the world. Okay. I only do Facebook and I have this thing set up. And when I post, I don't even know if I should post it as a reel, as a story. Like I'm doing wellness adventure travel for women, and I just want to post videos and pictures of amazing adventures we go on.
Yes.
And that's really it. And I did a few things and it took me forever and they came out wrong. Like I don't even know where to start.
Okay. Like what do you mean you did a few things and they came out wrong?
I did it. I won't get into the details. Like I tried to make some video. I don't want to be so.
Stacy, do you want me to share your account?
Yes, that would be great.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks so much. I now have 135 followers.
That's great.
The whole time I was trying to log on, I didn't even realize I have 2 accounts and I was trying to figure out which is the current one.
Stace, what do you want me to look under?
LH Adventure Travel.
LH?
Yeah, LH for lifestyle health.
Oh, wait, is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yes, that's it. That's it. Yes. Yeah. So like I posted these, I'm not even sure what's a reel, and like when I go to post, it gives me choices. I don't even know which choice to take. And then like some pictures have black bars and some like I'm just a real novice. So whatever suggestions you have for an absolute beginner. Thank you.
Okay, hold on, I'm just writing it down. Yeah, so so like, see, there's the black on top. That's just the format. So that was shot horizontally. So for the formatting for reels and videos, you want vertical, so that it's the entire picture, not just the black. I mean, it's
Okay, so you want
completely
vertical
fine.
pictures.
Yeah, it's completely fine if you do that. Just maybe add some writing or captions.
Mhm.
But you want it vertical for any type of video post. And then you can do
I
horizontal.
think that's a video and it should have been a still picture. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm really
No, it's not a video? I see, interesting.
Oh, okay.
no.
What happened?
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Oh,
doing completely wrong.
is it like a carousel? It's not even a carousel. I don't know what happened here.
Okay. Um, yeah, so well, oh, it kind of looks like there's a few pictures in it. Oh, see, that's
Yeah.
vertical. So it will show the whole picture. But yeah, I guess when you went to post, maybe you posted a reel instead.
So
Instead of
that's my first question, I guess, is what's a reel? Like I don't even know what a reel
How
is.
about
yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm
can we pick up our phone and then go to Instagram and go to like that plus mark?
yes.
Let's do that. Okay.
Yes. Hmm.
And when you do that, just have to get there. So sorry. You
And I
can,
post story, reel, and live, and that's I don't even know what those things are. I'm sorry if
okay,
I
that's okay.
No, no,
So then
no.
that's fine. Interject whenever you want. This is a regular post.
Mhm.
It's just a picture, right? And it's usually it's not even square anymore, but that's a regular post. A video will show up like this. And those you really do want there to be vertical. And even if you have a horizontal one, you could put it in something like Canva or something else and stretch it out. You're going to lose the side. It'll just take the center part and make it top to bottom. But you could make that into a reel. And then the story is, it doesn't get shown on your main feed here. When we go into Instagram, there's these stories up here. So it'll be in, I'm going to show you my friend Donna's. It may be a reel that you share to your story. It could be like just an image that she made. These are the ones that last for 24 hours and then disappear. So if it's pertinent to your business, when you post to a story, you would then want to share to your highlight. So far,
okay.
so good?
Could I ask why you would even do something for 24 hours then when you could do a regular post or a reel? Like why do it if it's going to disappear?
Because
Yeah,
Taylor, you could, it's so popular on stories. People like this quick fix. I don't know. They just go right through them and they play them.
yeah, and you can post your links directly where they can click. So if you're just promoting like a webinar, you can click the link, sign up. And it's the stories are viewed by non-followers and followers. So you always want to have stories going that kind of show your brand, who you are, because non-followers will come and see your stories and be like, oh, I want to follow this account because they're active. It shows you're active and it shows, a little bit behind the scenes of who you are. And you can also, do like story funnels where you tell your story, like, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is who I help, this is my story, this is how I overcame it. And then the last story is sign up with me, work with me. And like you can just tell a story through your stories and then you can save it later into your highlights so that anyone who's new will click on it and go through the same story process as well. A lot of people have sold a lot of products through their stories. That's a little more advanced, but it's there as a tool to be able to, bring in new followers and sell things.
Thank you.
So far,
Um,
so good?
Yeah.
What other questions do you guys have? Because I know there's different levels here.
And also feel free, you can always email me
Yeah, so we'll
the
put that in the link.
questions. I'd be able, you know, I'll elaborate more when I'm less nervous.
No,
So I'll
I
put
have a
my
question.
email. Oh yes, hi.
Hi, thank you so much. This is really helpful because I think sounds like a lot of us are kind of beginners. I have started my Instagram a while back and I'm starting, to get some followers, but my whole reason for starting it was more for the education piece. I don't feel like I get a lot of patience through there, but I do feel that it's important to put out good evidence-based information to just reach a broader audience. So that's my goal. But my question is, how do I reach that audience? Because I feel like I put out, take so much time and effort to make these posts and things, reels and everything. And then I get like 2 likes or 3 likes, and I'm like, how do I reach that audience really?
Yes.
do you want
So
to
there's,
share your screen, Dr. Desai?
oh yeah.
Share? Okay, sure. Yeah.
And bring up your Instagram.
Yeah.
I think like for doctors, talking heads are so easy and it could be quick without a lot of editing. Like in
Oops.
between patients when you have some downtime, if that's okay, if that's even a thing.
Yeah, right. Can you see it?
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, beautiful.
I like
This
the
is
highlights and all, that's very pretty.
You have medical weight loss in your name. That's good. Add some more keywords in the name link below where it says she, her.
Yeah, so I didn't know how to do that, so I click on edit profile and I can't change that part.
You gotta
Oh.
do it on your phone.
Oh, on the phone. Okay.
Yeah, yes, on your phone in this, and it'll be in the edit profile. It'll pop up right next to
Okay,
bio.
I'll do that. I'll do that for sure then. Okay.
Yeah, so add some very important keywords of what type of content. Even if you do like medical education, weight loss again, they'll be able to search you.
That's to decide. You have a number of followers. I think you're doing well.
Yeah.
You know what? This just popped up to 1,300 somehow. I had like so many less, last time I checked, something happened and it all of a sudden went up. But yeah, I mean, but see, I look and I mean, some of these are like just like a couple of people like them, like it's I just feel like, is anybody even seeing this content?
I believe
I
we
don't
do
know.
see it.
It gets discouraging, and that's the algorithm with Instagram.
Yeah.
It never used to be that way. Where I was, posting one story, like just about my, posting like a static flat lay post of like my pre-med books and my stethoscope, and then talking about something, a lesson I was learning. And I would get 1,000 followers in a night just from that one
Oh
post.
my.
And
Oh,
that was before 2020. And like, there was no buying followers or anything like that. Like that was pure content being spread. Now,
yeah.
after 2020, they changed it where it feels impossible, but it's not impossible. There's just a few different things you got to do. And in accordance to your posts, the stories, daily stories, and, talking, showing your face on your story, giving a little bit about who you are, showing them, they can trust you, build that trust. And then also, doing different like outreach, like engaging with other content, other profiles that are in your niche. Follow the people who you want to be your audience. Engage with those people because the algorithm will see it that way. The followers that you get doesn't really affect your algorithm. It's who you follow and who you engage with. And that
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Instagram will trigger, sending your content to. And then getting as many followers as you can. And by doing that, you can join like engagement groups on Facebook. Those help really well, kind of promoting your profile to the people who want to join. And then, partnering with other doctors, going live, doing videos with them even, and posting videos, talking about what is going on in your niche with them. kind of like the podcast type videos, you know, basically talking with someone else, and then they'd be able to promote to their audience as well. So you're getting their traffic, commenting on other similar accounts posts, so people see your name in the comments, and then like doing partnerships, affiliates, partnering with businesses that you trust, accounts that you trust, and doing giveaways, contests, stuff like that.
So when you say partnerships and partnering, you know, with others, what does that exactly mean? Like, does that just mean like I'm promoting their product and getting paid for it? Because you mentioned something like that earlier, but is that what that means?
Yeah, that's one type of partnership. And then there's other, like, where you partner with like other doctors and you know, create like a giveaway that you both do something like a service or a webinar, and you just promote each other for that specific event or giveaway, and then you'll get their traffic. Hopefully, does that make?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, great, good. Thank you. That was so helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you have more questions, just email me. But yeah, this is
Okay.
beautiful. You have a great aesthetic. You're set up for success. It's just you want to do you post daily stories?
So I post daily, but I don't do stories daily. I just do that occasionally. So should I be doing like a post and a story daily?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
You could share it though, for one thing, and then just do a story. What do you think about sharing from your real?
Yeah, sharing posts are good because then they can see that, you know, you have a new post. But what really attracts people is the day to day,
Okay.
following you through your life day to day, because they won't, like, they'll see an account and be like, oh, education, graphics, great, wonderful. But who is this person? Why do I want to buy from them? Why do I want to follow them if there's no story or person behind it? You want to show up as the expert, the lead, the person that they want to go to in this industry, in this niche. And you want to be, you know, the person that they'll be like, oh, this is so and so. This is Dr. So and so. She does this content. She connects with you really well. Her personality, you can just tell she exuberates light and energy and compassion. And that will also bring in patients as well, because patients look up doctors now before
Mhm,
they book.
mhm.
And they want to know like who you are as a person. Do you help people? Do you want to help people? Or do you, you know, just post a random post and then, you know, run away and then not post for like a month or so? That is the biggest and I have faulted at it, and I learned the hard way. So like my Instagram for my autoimmune, I was posting, getting tons of followers. And then when I was working in the hospital during COVID, you know, you're just so burnt out during that. And, you know, you get unmotivated, uninspired because of everything we all witnessed and went through in the medical field during that time. So I stopped. I only posted here and there. I stopped posting, stopped really showing my face. And I did that for about 6 months, and I lost tens of thousands of followers. I still have quite a few that have really stuck with me through, you know, those periods, but it shows. Like, you know, people want the consistency. They want you to show up because they're showing up. They need it. They crave it. And they, you know, you have a purpose, you have a story, and you're here to share it. And that's the hardest thing about Instagram, is consistently having to show up, consistently spending time and energy making the content. But if you consistently do it over and over and over for a long time, Instagram's more of a long-term game, whereas TikTok is more short. You know, you can go viral right away, you can grow an audience right away, but Instagram has always been a long investment, time investment. I think it was 40% of the top creators of Instagram have all been on Instagram for 10 years at the least. And that's same with me. I've been on for 10 years, and I was able to get opportunities because I continued my story for many, many years. And I think a lot of doctors are told, you post and then you're going to get tons of followers from this one post. You're going to get, viral right away because you're a doctor, but there's many more things you have to do in order to do it. And it's worth it. It's worth the time. It's worth the investment, because you can actually make a difference in people's lives, and then you can actually make money from it, and you can have opportunities. Like I've opportunities for just sharing who I was and what I could teach people from just my experience and my education in the medical field, and then my experience with patients. I was able to be on the news for my story. They local here in San Diego a few times. And then I was in a documentary for it. I was asked to be in a film. I was asked to be on different panels of discussion, which you can only imagine what happened there. Me getting nervous, but I was asked to, speak to many doctors, pre-meds, physicians, the healthcare at ASU University, because I was a person with a story who was, had a purpose of wanting to become a doctor, even though I had this autoimmune. And so they found me, they wanted me to speak and share my story. And I guess it's not so much like they reach out to you because, content creation, this is how I content create, but they reach out to all of you because of your story, of who you are. And this is what the people want. This is what publishers want. This is what other physicians want for their conferences, to ask you to speak. So your story and who you are, and what you go through on the day-to-day, even like, your journey through medical school, and then where you are now, and how did you handle the pandemic, like before and after, and, like, what are you achieving now? Helping people like see those more vulnerable spots with boundaries, of course, will attract your patient list, will attract your ideal audience and client, and it will build trust in your community. So they'll continue to support you years after, even after all these randos left. And those are the people who will buy from you, who will support you and encourage you and inspire you in return. So yeah.
I'd like to add one of the things that I see doctors doing better with, and it could be, Taylor, please weigh in.
Yeah.
People seem to be drawn to scrubs. So if you're able to wear scrubs,
Yep.
obvious scrubs during a post, you may want to try that just to test different times of the day. Just see what works for you, maybe different days. And then the other thing is the hospital. If you are in a hospital, I know you can't maybe shoot in the hospital, but maybe walking up and showing the outside. I don't know, people are just drawn to that.
They are, yeah. And also, and that reminds me, so I've been partnered with scrub companies where they just send me free scrubs and do partnerships and then get affiliate. And then I've been partnered with MDF Instruments, which is the, stethoscope and some of the medical instruments. Because you're a physician, you have the up in that. Like, they want physicians to wear their scrubs, to use their product. So not only will you be able to try out different things for your practice for you, you'll be able to have them and their large community of healthcare nurses, PAs, other physicians be able to see you because they'll be promoting you. And that was another huge way that I was able to build an audience, was partnering. And all I did though was just make these flat lays of my books and my favorite stethoscope, my rose gold and white MDF instrument. And because of doing that and tagging them, they caught it, and it actually boomed their business. Like, nobody heard of MDF Instruments years ago in like 2015, except of course the physicians who were using them. But online, it boomed their business because then everyone wanted the rose gold white stethoscope. They wanted it with their scrub. So now they're huge. It's crazy. So and they take care of the influencers and the people who really, support them, even from the beginning. So if there's a stethoscope company you like, if there's a scrub company you love, if there's like a medical device company you like, even a hospital account, just any type of medical account that you could think of that you would want to partner with, reach out to them, DM them, have a conversation, or, you know, somehow talk about, you know, a recent post of theirs or a product of theirs and tag them, so that it brings them to your profile so that they are like consistently seeing, oh, this doctor already uses our product. Let's reach out to her, pay her, you know, to actually continue to speak. So just kind of strategizing, and this is later on, you know, once you establish your Instagram, but think in the back of your mind, like, who would you want to partner in that sense with? And then when you're able to partner, they promote you through their newsletters, through their website, through their posts. So that's also another way where you can get traffic in. So I guess that's a better way of explaining a partnership too. But yeah, the scrubs, it's like a viral thing for physicians and medical, like people who see scrubs, oh, automatically want to watch their you know, video. What do they have to say? They've been through the war grounds, you know, the last few years. And so, yeah, definitely wearing scrubs. I like to wear scrubs when I do my reels for both of the accounts. Like I have pink for one and then black for my medical minder. And I just want it looks professional. It's easy. You know, a plain color, not like the ones with the different designs. You just want like a plain color scrubs, so you can keep it clean. You want to film with like a nice background with nice light, and then you want to tag those scrubs company in your video as a person, like tag the person and then also tag their name in the description. So that would be good too for the scrubs.
I'd like to take this time, Maria is here, and share her profile and if there's any tips. Maria has a freebie and she did one video that I think maybe like showing, like I had suggested when she reached out to me, maybe a mock. So let me just go ahead and share. So sorry. Taylor, thanks for all this information. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope it's helping.
Definitely. All right. So this is Maria. She's here with us.
Hi.
Did she leave? Let's see. Yeah, she's here. She's walking. She's healthy, all about health.
I know.
So and for
Good.
one thing, I have to follow her back. And then if you guys can follow her, I'd greatly appreciate it. Maria
Oh, yeah.
Colon Gonzalez.
Okay.
Freebie is here.
Okay.
Anyway, let's start from the top. You had mentioned maybe adding things that she wants to be known for up here.
Correct. Yeah. So she'll need, so she already has her name in her username up above. And so you'll want to switch out the name there and put your keyword. So first of all, hold on, I'm the founder, transformation method, and also published author.
She's all about type 2 diabetes.
Yeah. So yeah, so you want to capture the diabetics, especially type 2. So adding type 2 or diabetes,
And maybe this should be spelt out, Maria.
yeah, because there'll be a keyword. So you'll want every keyword as you can. So type 2 diabetes. Hold on, this is covering. So the transformation method is your business. Is that correct?
No, my business name is Salud Revisited. The program is named Type 2 Diabetes Transformation Method.
So what is Salud Revisited about?
Okay, so in Salud Revisited, I help women heal naturally so that they can come off their pills.
From type 2. Okay. That's beautiful. So
And
you
there's
want
the other
to,
account.
yeah, so you want to explain, oh,
Yeah, because that's my personal account.
All right. So
And then I
first
have my business account.
yeah, so you'll want to explain exactly what you just told me in your bio for your business.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it's
so you'll want to
right.
describe it a little bit more and then use the keywords of the diabetes because diabetics are consistently, you know, searching for guidance, especially during this time. And so you okay, is this your personal?
This here is the business part.
Salud Revisited. So this is the business. So you'll want to, yeah, where it says Salud Revisited and Dr. Maria, you'll want to do the keywords of what you're doing, who you're helping, and then underneath you can put your name. Board certified Dr. Maria, helping successful professional women regain control naturally by reducing use of meds. And then I think there's an option, you'll want to switch this to business account. And they give you the option of already putting your phone number and email in your account, so you don't have to
Hello?
use it.
Where
Yeah,
are
so
you?
that actually is the
Eating
business
lunch?
like setting,
Okay.
whatever capacity to choose, and it doesn't. I mean, I can double check again from the app, but it doesn't, so that's why I added it.
They might have
I can,
changed it. You might need to get 1,000 followers, because I know TikTok
oh,
to have.
okay.
So leave it there for now, but kind of change the Salud Revisited to put your keywords. And then
Mhm.
once you hit either 100 or 1,000, I'll have to look up. They probably just changed it. Then you'll be able to move your phone number into the option where it says email, phone, message. So that should
Okay.
pop up naturally once you hit the followers, so that you can use that more for keywords and your SEO. And then about conferences, events, beautiful. So you'll want to create covers that match your brand aesthetic for your.
Oh, yeah.
Very
logo.
pretty,
That,
this one.
that
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out the entire story thing,
Oh yeah, so
right?
story. Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
covers and all of that. Can you do the covers in Canva?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Canva I
okay.
use for
Even
everything.
Even this one's pretty all the way throughout. If you don't want to do a lot, just change
Mhm.
it all the way throughout and then just have the names underneath. Whatever you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or also too, because sometimes the names get cut off. See how it says type 2 diab? I mean, all of us,
Oh,
it's diabetes because we're medical, but someone might not. And so what you'll want to do is, if you want to use the logo here, you'll just want to put like the topic of the highlight right underneath, and then make sure in the highlight that it shows the logo and then the name of the topic of the highlight, so that people know what the highlight's about in case it gets cut off. So that's another
okay.
option.
Okay.
And then scrolling down, thank you. So you have a reel, you have some carousel, and then static posts. You have question, engaging posts. Yeah, so you'll want to stick with creating an aesthetic. So Instagram's very visual. So you want to make sure your brand colors flow, make sure the pictures flow, make sure that, if you post something, it's easy to read. It's a little more difficult to read on the I want you to understand. I mean, I can read it, but you might need to make it a little bit more bolder there, like your POV. But yeah, just making sure your aesthetic, you kind of lay it out where your graphics, you don't have the same type of post right next to each other, but you like spread it out so that it flows. It's hard to explain that. But otherwise, this is gonna be good. Will you scroll down a little more? Oh yeah. And then, oh yeah, see here, this is great. So you have these colors, and then you put like a picture in between. So that's kind of a more spread out aesthetic. Yeah, like you added that color over here with your portrait, then you added the green humanized medicine, another portrait, and then you had an infographic, and then another one with different colors. So it's kind of just playing off each other and just seeing a flow of it, because that's what draws people into the actual profile and keeps them, scrolling and staying on, is just keeping that beautiful flow that you have. Yeah. And then you said you're having trouble with the story.
Right. It's just that I don't know. I have been trying to create them with the app, right? Like other people do, and that they add like even the stories where you can press again like the link, for example, and I can put the link in the story for the
Mhm.
webinar or for my lead magnet. And I haven't yeah, I haven't been able to figure it out. When I do it from the app, it looks more like the option is to capture like a video or a picture in that moment and then put it to the
Yes.
story,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so I still need to figure out the stories because yes, I have heard that you should be posting stories like every day, which I learned how to do the reels, so I'm doing more reels until I can learn the stories.
Yeah, no, you know exactly what the process is. So what I like to do, the stories, actually taking stories in the app is the only reason I would do that is to use like a filter and make it different colored. Otherwise, majority of my stories, I just grab from my photo album. So it's already there. So like when you open it up, um, so you do like you go to the home and then so it's like this
Mhm,
and then you go in the bottom left corner and you pick a picture from your album and then it's like on your screen and then up above are all these little icons. So this is where you just want to play around and kind of get familiar. There's the letter icon, which is the typing. So you just want to type something on it. And then right next to it, it's like this square with a happy face. And that is where you find your link. That's where you find the poll. That's where you find music. You can tag people in it. You can put your location. Um, you can ask questions. So you just click the little happy face square and then it'll bring up all the different options. I'm
okay.
sorry, I explored. And then once you click it, you just kind of, easily move it. You don't have to press anything, but you like move it. And then you just
Mhm,
type out like, ask me a question about type 2 diabetes. Obviously no medical advice, but maybe there'll be like a simple question where you can easily answer, say, this is the type of service that I give. And then to see this later, you'll just click your story and then just swipe it up, and then you'll see all the answers that people have given. And then you can always record a video, a reel, and use it and post it as a reel to respond to their question, which is a really good
mm,
strategy. But that's just for using the question. And then you just put it below. And then to go in again, all the little things. Oh,
You just had it, it was, I think you guys just have to play around with the square face. The other thing is
yeah,
timer too.
the
It's
timer.
on wheels.
Yeah, talk about your timer because I don't do the timer method, but this might help a lot of other people. And then I have something to add with the timer because a lot of physicians get nervous, like me,
You know,
about speaking and they forget what they're going to say. So a teleprompt app that you can set up with your script, over here on your desk. And while you're filming, you just look at the teleprompt app so that it kind of just sparks your memory of what you're talking about. So that's another tool that physicians that I've helped have really helped them, those who are more nervous on camera. But yeah, talk about the timer that really helped you because it might help someone else.
like sometimes in the video you see people going like this or that. If you want to avoid that, there's a timer. So you just hit the reels, like you're gonna go ahead with a little plus sign. Let me take off my background. So there's no so sorry, everybody. Choose virtual background, none. Right, so where am I? And then I just have to come back on here. So when we go to the little plus sign, you have the camera. And now it gives you at the top there some options. If you bring it up, there's the little clock. And if you hit that, it allows you to set different times. So if I were to hit the timer, this is good like if you're doing voiceovers, like you're trying to replicate something, or you just don't want those hands going back and forth, which technically you could do that and then just edit the video later, just make it smaller. And it's in the edit video as you keep going on, it's at the bottom. But this allows you just to set the timer so that if I have this in a hold, where am I? If I have this in a holder, I can hit that timer, and then I know in 1, 2, 3 seconds, whatever I send it to, it'll start. So you don't have to see me, like I can stand up tall, put it on, hit the timer, and then just start talking, and then just tap it. Obviously, when you're tapping, you don't want your hands up above. You want to do it from below so that you don't see it. It's not where the eye of the camera is, if that makes sense. Questions?
Yeah, so I wanted to answer, there's a few questions I see,
Yeah.
and I want to address those before it's over.
Yes.
So the latest on hashtags, yeah, everyone, they keep switching. Originally using 30 because it's the most, and that's what I still do. I still use between 20 and 30 because I still see statistics, people seeing my content and also new followers from hashtags. Other gurus are saying just use 1 or 3 hashtags, and you can do either, but I like to use the more hashtags because it's keywords. It's showing and telling the algorithm what audience my content needs to be seen by. So, you know, the hashtags you want to put your like a broad location where you are, like, you know, San Diego, Los Angeles, New York, put your state, so you can kind of get more local, especially if you want to promote your practice. So a hashtag of location, a hashtag of what you do, a hashtag of who you are, and then some more viral hashtags of, you know, like women physicians, you know, women in medicine. But you want to stick to also some more obscure hashtags that have like 10,000 or less people in it. So it's not over flooded, so that your post and your content will actually show up in the top search of that hashtag. But yeah, you want to have hashtags on every post, the reels, the you know, infographics, etc. So hopefully that helps. But you also want to look up viral hashtags in your niche specifically, so that you have a hashtag strategy of what hashtags work best for your content. And you can also review which hashtags work best for your content at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and at the end of 3 months in your insights. If you have a business account, you'll want to get that on Instagram so that it shows your insights and the statistics, and it'll show you the hashtag flow. So hopefully that helps. And then if I want to eventually just hire help, you're so funny, Sharon. Yeah, cost-effective way, you know, it is really helpful to hire like virtual assistants, social media managers. You might want to like shop around few different ones, because some people do the bare minimum for like $10,000. You really want to find the people who will give you, you know, the most value and who understands you and understands your purpose and your goal. Because if they don't understand why you're doing this, your purpose or your goal, or what type of content pillars you have, they'll just post random, and their work it won't be worth the money. So you just kind of want to shop around for someone that can just, you know, even people who can just help you post and schedule the posts so that you don't have to do that, or you just give them some of the, you know, photos, videos, and then they post it for you. So most cost-effective way is to really just kind of search around and find different price points of different things that you want and need. And yeah, you can always reach out to me with any help and services. I'll put my email here again, as well as the free Instagram workbook for all of you to download. If you don't catch it here, just email me and I'll send you the link. But the next question, how often should you commit? Oh, of course, you're welcome. How often should you commit to posting? I can't do every day. So this is where scheduling helps. It is excessive posting every day. I feel you too, because, you know, but what really helps are these schedulers. Facebook, free. If you have a Facebook account, it ties to your Instagram account, so it will post both on your Facebook and your Instagram. That's the one I like to use because it's 2 birds with 1 stone. And then if you want to like post on tons of platforms at once, Pinterest, YouTube, you know, LinkedIn, all these other ones, you can get higher priced package subscription schedulers. So you'll just look up Instagram schedulers. But basically batching your content a month before, like take a Saturday, 3 hours on a Saturday and create some content and just schedule it in your Facebook scheduler. And then you'll be good for a month. You won't have to post unless you want to post your stories. So that's the way I do it, because, it's hard to find that time. And then if you need help with doing that too, is you create the content and then just hire someone to just, edit it or post it for you. That always helps save some time for you guys. And then how do you tag a company? So tagging a company, there's a few ways to do it. So you make so say I, put my my picture, and then I had, I was wearing scrubs in the picture. So I post my picture, but before I post, how it says, tagging, location, your description, music. So you'll just go in editing, and tag accounts so you'll just click the picture and there's like this little icon to the left. There's some YouTube videos too, that you just search and it shows you on the phone. But you'll just want to tag before you post it in the little icon, you tag, you search, and then also in your copy. So when you post, like blah, 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 this is the service, and then put all your hashtags in your copy area or the caption area, you'll want to just put @ and then you put @ and then the company name, so that it'll show up in their notifications that they were tagged. So you want to tag them in both. Or if you forget to do that, you can always go in your comments of your post and press @ and then type in their business name. So you can tag them that way too. So I hope that makes sense. There are YouTube videos that show you exactly the steps on that too. Just type, how do you tag company in Instagram? But those are the few ways: through the copy, through the actual post, and then in the comments. And they'll be notified that you tag them. And then you can also tag them in your stories as well. And they'll share stories. They'll share your stories as well. So if you post a story of their product, or you wearing their scrubs in your story, there's in the little, square with the happy face in creating a story option, you'll be able to, it'll have like a little @ sign, and you'll be able to click that and put that, tag sticker, and then you just type out their name, and then they'll be tagged in the story, and they'll share, some of the companies share the stories that tag them. And that's another way to bring in traffic and, build partnership and rapport with them. So I think that's all the questions in the chat. There was so much more I wanted to share with you.
Instagram is not one of those platforms, and it changes all the time. This was hugely helpful, Taylor, hugely helpful. Really.
Okay, good.
You
I could have
covered all the
shared more.
basics, the bio, you did wonderful, amazing. Like, can we all give Taylor a clap, round of applause, really?
Everyone.
Stop, you did amazing. I would speak up if I didn't think you, and I wouldn't have you back again. Taylor's going to be coming back to talk about using speaking for your business. Maybe even getting TED Talks, but I can't advertise it like that per se. But she's worked with doctors to getting them TED Talks, so.
Yeah, so telling your story.
Look out for Taylor. She'll be in the group again, and she'll be doing more talks for us. And Taylor, you could reach out. Taylor, go ahead, go to your website.
Oh yeah, the Medical Minder Virtual Agency.com. And then I put in the chat box the link for the free Instagram planner and workbook. It basically just gives you some content ideas, some video reel hook ideas. And then it's similar to the TikTok where I put, the content planner where you can write out, for your branding and strategizing the different content ideas you have. So if you'd like that and you're watching the replay, just give me an email at the Medical Minder Virtual Agency @gmail.com, and I'll give you the link for the workbook. And then also email me, the Medical Minder Virtual Agency @gmail.com, if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I'm just so appreciative, and I hope I can help you. And yeah, I'm excited for each of your journeys. Please reach out because I'll give you more advice.
One more plug.
too.
The PDF is made by Taylor and her team, and this is what person I think every one of us should have. Always, like when we're talking, it doesn't have to be every time that we're on, but maybe once a week, at least once a month, mention your freebie that you have because you want to build up that email list, and you do it by having a beautiful, it represents you, right? Like first impressions are so important, that represents you. So what PDF could you create that you could offer when you're doing social media?
Mhm.
Maria, I know you have one, although Maria's left.
Yeah.
Taylor,
that-
thank you in so many ways. I'll speak
Yeah.
to you soon.
Okay. Thank you,
Guys,
everyone.
have a great
Reach
day.
out.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.